full set. Both opponents just swapping things up.
Well, here we go. The quarterfinals match number 2 of the APAC Cup presented by Google Play. Level up your monsters and check out the arenas only on Google Play. We're here. Jack, Frank, take it away. Stoic and Want Some Love.
That's right. Jack and Frank. We have our first match between the two of them. Pre-bans are out. We have the Lulu and the Water Ryu getting pre-banned. And Jack looking to lock in that Connell already.
I do like Jack's pre-ban on the Water Ryu there. Knows that Frank has a terrifying Water Ryu comp. His Water Ryu is incredibly strong, but he takes the Cardinal first, giving an opportunity for Okigani. Frank not sure. Does he want the Sierra? Does he want the Oki? Both are very strong combinations here to set up early.
I really like that Okigani before from Frank, but he swapped it up, and now he's got Gani Sierra double wind.
Double win. Jack, unsure if he wants to go for a turn 1 composition here. Could take a speed lead to contend. It did lose the Water Reel already, but Molong is always an option. We can always see a Molong Lulu here.
Could definitely see a Molong Lulu. Looks like we're going to be seeing a Jamire Yun Hong instead coming out of Jack.
Maybe Jack's going to take a page out of Big V's book there. Go for a last pick tableau composition. Whew, Frank slapping down a Woundsaw though. Not afraid to take turn 1 against Jack.
Definitely not afraid to take turn 1 at all. Woundsa's coming up with an Okeanos. I do like this draft coming out of Frank. Very strong. A lot of control.
Yeah, the double reset there is really effective against a Samoth pick, so we'll deny, and a Vanessa, we'll deny a 33 most likely here. Could see a second speed lead out of Jack since Frank has it as a last pick option. I would really, really like to see a Verd. I know it's a little wild, but I think Jack might go for it if he doesn't commit to the turn 1.
See what Jack's going to be going for. Taking it down to the wire. Hovers a Fran and a Gianna wrapping up Jack's draft here.
Interesting. I'm a little shocked on the Fran. I think the Gianna is a really good pick because the 2 Swift contention units with the speed lead into this Woundsaw are very good, because if Frank picks the second speed lead and it's a Chiwu or something, it has to outspeed, right? Because he can ban the Woundsaw. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a bit interesting.
And we're going to be seeing a Chiwu coming out of Frank for double speed leads. I'm curious if Jack is happy with that Fran and Gianna. He had an interesting look in his eyes when he locked those units in. He went down to the wire on him, so we'll see how it's going to play out for both of them.
I think we're going to see the Jamire ban here. I think he's going to ban out the faster speed lead. We're going to see Woundsaw on the other side.
Ooh, Fran and Okeanos getting banned out.
So Jack's playing to survive past the first turn, but it has to be careful because Sierra rotates 3 turns in here with the Gani reset pushback.
That's right. Well, speed leads for both players, Jack and Frank. We're getting into round 1 between the two of them. Here we go, guys. And we have the Woundsa taking first turn. Does not get the strip on top of that Connell, though. Chiwu's going to be ready to do so as well.
Needs this strip pretty badly, and he misses it. There's the resistance.
Massive resistance here.
Changed.
Seal of Magic's going to be coming out from this Ganymede.
Frank's plans are gone. Everything's changed. The match is completely different now.
Gets reset on top of the Yan Hong bomb's going to be coming out here. Cleanse is still up with that Jamire, though. He does have his skills up still.
Yeah, really wants to blow this bomb up, though, because of the Cardinal skill 3 coming out. A bit too risky to try to rotate the skill 1 here.
Ooh, and the additional turn. That should be enough damage to drop that Yan Hong, looking heavily favored in Frank's side of the field already.
Chooses not to go for it, though. Knows he's going to get the kill there with the Woundsaw. Wants to chip damage into the Gianna instead. There's no healing here.
There's Woundsa with the big skill 2. Does drop that Yan Hong. Big Sword of Rain coming out from the Connell onto Frank's team. Frank just has a couple slows to worry about.
Yeah, really needed to land that stun there on the Gani. This could be bad. He could actually rotate this ventilate into the Sierra if he wants to take a risk. Drop the Sierra bomb on the Cardinal right away, take the death for it.
Well, Gianna's got bombs ready as well. All skills up on the side of Jack. Bomb does land on top of the Chiwu. We're going to see a first skill trying to rotate as much attack bar as possible. Here comes that bomb, and he's going to be chancing losing his Ciara here.
I think he has to do it. It just depends on if he goes for the Carnal. And the Resistance Carnal with 1,000% resistance here. Triple resist to the... It's today's game.
That was a massive resist coming out of the Connell. That's exactly what Jack needed to stay in this game. Big skill too on top of the Ganymede, not looking good. Gets the additional turn as well, lands that provoke. Bomb is going to be coming out onto the wound. So first skills down that Ganymede. And this is anyone's game right now.
Well, it's not looking good. Those 2 bombs are a lot of damage. This Woundsaw will not have any sort of healing from this. It's going for Jack here.
Definitely not anyone's game anymore. Jack takes down Frank.
I really hope that going into this next match, Jack adjusts his draft. As you can see there with the Jemire lead, his Yunhong was actually still behind the Woundsaw. So I think hopefully he's going to keep that in mind going forward in the match. He's not trying to challenge that Woundsaw equal lead again.
Well, let's see how this round 2 goes here. Frank's going to make a little bit change to his draft, hopefully. And let's see what Jack does to hold off Frank one more time.
I love how we see the Lulu Water Ryu pre-bans. You gotta respect it when these are the units that get banned compared to like a Gianna or a Yunhong. You know, there's units that really contest turn 1. You know, Jack respects the win rate that Frank has with this unit, and vice versa. We respect the Lulu as Guardian players.
And we've got new pre-bans coming out. This looks a little bit better now in SWC. Gianna getting pre-banned and Ganymede.
Yeah, the Gianna pre-ban is pretty scary. You gotta take that unit out. There's too much to lose when she can get a turn here. I want to see a Sierra first pick. Oh, but no, there it is. There's the Carnal, immediate first pick.
Yeah, very fast Fire Bison being locked in by Jack. I'm sorry, Frank.
Response could be good here. We could see something standard, Sierra Lulu. We could see an Oki. We could see Oki Lulu.
Very standard coming out of Jack. Goes with a CR Lulu. Frank covering over a Chung Pung and Water Ryu that got banned out last time. Water Ryu now coming through.
Here it is. 2 seasons ago, this was super meta. Even now, it's actually still pretty good. But Frank bringing it back, showing it's going to be super, super strong and effective in a match like this.
Well, let's see how Jack's going to be reacting here. Now that Chung Pung Water Ryu is laid down, he's going to be going with a Yan Hong and Mo Long. I'm almost expecting to see a Diana coming out of Frank here.
We could definitely see a Diana last pick here for Jack. I think Frank is actually going to commit to a really aggressive comp. We know he's got that Woundsaw, so doesn't actually need the speed lead from this Water Ryu. He could pick just about any support CC here. Charlotte could be really effective. We could see a John if he wants the bombs.
Ooh, does he choose to lock in the Nikki? And he does. Locks in that Nikki for Frank's side of the field.
Nikki's pretty scary here. I think we most definitely wanted to see the Ganny there. He wanted to see the Ganny, but pre-ban does take it away from him. I really hope Jack takes a Diana here, but the additional damage might be too much for him to deal with.
Let's see what Jack's going to be drafting. They really are taking all their time they need in these drafts.
Oh, there it is. There's the bird I wanted to see last match. But this time, I was actually looking for a Samoth here. I wanted to see if Jack had a gamble on the Samoth with the either a Vampire build or a Despair build. Maybe ban that Chung Pung out.
Well, ban's going to be coming out here, and we have... I'm not too sure.
I think it's Bird Nikki. Bird Nikki or Bird Chung Pung. Bird's got to go.
And the Vertiheel and the Water Ryu are going to be banned out here. So no more speed leads for Jack's side of the field. He does an HP lead, but speed lead on the side of Jack.
I see. So the Bird has to go. He keeps the speed lead, so he gets turn 1, and he kills a unit with the Molong here.
Big skill, too, coming out for Jack. Able to boost up his attack bars here, but not going to matter too much with this wound. So with the full team strip and attack bar reduction,
I don't know if you saw that, but Jack's face is mouth wide open when he didn't actually get to move before that Woundsaw.
massive damage from the Nikki, and there you have it. Frank takes a demanding round 2 away from Jack.
I said it last time, he's got to respect that Woundsaw speed. I know he knew he had the speed lead, but I guess he just wasn't expecting it to be that fast. Frank does have some of the best runes in all of Summoner's War. People need to be afraid of that. They need to respect the base speeds on these units.
He needs to respect that damage. Nikki just laid down the law.
Yeah, Nikki absolutely obliterated that team. Everything was gone in the blink of an eye. If you blinked or looked away, someone called you over, it was gone. The match was over, and you were like, wow, Frank won already.
I was expecting to see a Nikki pre-ban here, but it looks like Yanhong and Water Ryu are going to be the pre-bans in this game number 3.
I think Jack's frustrated. That might be his only unit to actually contend Frank on Swift set here, because I don't know if he has anything else that can Escher or anything for that first turn push. Jack has to be really careful. He needs to really, really contend Frank.
And he's going to be taking a Lulu to contest against him.
I don't think this is going to work so well for him. Jack really needs to play more aggressively into Frank, or he needs to take away these cleave units from him.
Well, Fire Bison and Chang Peng being drafted by Frank. Jack needs to respond to the very fast ruined units by Frank.
I think Frank picks Chiwu Oki or Chiwu Gani and a Woundsaw last. Jack needs to contend whatever that is, knowing he has to ban the Chiwu or the Woundsaw and play against it.
Ooh, I'm not too sure he wanted that Mo Long. Looking at that reaction as it blinked out and came right back.
I want him to pick the Chiwu now, so he can be flexible with his last pick between the Nikki or the Gani, but it's so hard because Gani is so safe when you have a fast unit like Woundsaw. The thing is, you know his last pick has to be Chiwu in this situation. The Watery is gone.
Well, let's see what Jack's going to be drafting. Does he possibly take the Chiwu away? No, he's opting for that second turn for sure. Vertio's coming out with the Hay Gang as well.
Haegang's not bad. I actually like the Haegang here. Notice that Jack actually ran out of time in his prior draft with that Molong. I don't think he was intending to pick that. I think you're 100% correct there. So there it is. There's the pretty aggressive standard draft we were going to see here from Frank. I think Frank might chance it into that Verd, though, this time and ban out the Haegang, because most likely the Chi was going to go.
Let's see what these bans are going to be. I do love how animated Jack is. You can definitely see his reactions with this draft right all over his face here. And you are right. The Vertio's actually the one getting banned out, and the Chang Peng's getting banned out on the side of Frank.
Chang Peng actually, in hindsight, makes a lot of sense, though. He's got 3 water units and a wind unit, and he can't deal with the resets.
Most definitely speed lead for both players here. We're going into round 3, guys. Here we go. We've got Frank take a first turn with that Woundsaw.
I actually really like Jack's draft here. He has the potential to safely play against a Carnal. Carnal needs a lot of value here. He needs to land a lot, and they need to basically kill a unit before that Lulu gets some extra turns here.
Ooh, big skill 2 on top of that Ciara with the reset on top of Lulu. Does get full attack bar on top of everybody. You can tell Frank is really trying to get rid of that Ciara first.
I think he could have rotated that a little differently, though. Frank could have thrown the skill 2 from the Bison just to move in front, and then skill 3, and then get the full value reset here from the Gani. He didn't quite need to throw the skill 3, but I do value the slow debuff going up right away.
And there you have Frank's able to drop that Ciara there, looking for some stuns, gets a little bit of value, keeping down that Ganymede.
No ventilate here. Oh, so much additional damage, though. These units are getting absolutely ripped apart.
Oh, and it is enough. Frank's able to drop that hanging. Not looking good for Jack. You take all the additional turns that he wants here, but he does have a Lulu and Mo Long. He can keep this unit alive.
He needs to take one of these out pretty quick here. If Mo Long sets up a proper snipe into either the Carnal or sorry, correct me, the Fire Bison or the Gani here, it's not going to be very good. And there it is. There's the big snipe on Vampire too. So there's no violent proc here from the Mo Long.
Goes for the big skill 2, heals up a whole lot. You're going to see a skill 2 possibly going out. Oh, it is going out onto the Lulu here. Ventilate's going on to the Carnal.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough damage to actually control. I think Jack might actually survive and win out with Lulu and... Oh, maybe not. Fire Bison wants to say otherwise. The additional damage, regardless of the element, does a lot and will eventually rip these units to bits.
Yeah, there's that big skill 3. Not able to get anything on top of that Lulu. Is that going to be enough to finish off the Ganymede? No, Gani is going to be staying alive here.
Oh, and the extra
Oh,
turn
the
Lulu does top
additional
himself.
turns! So many additional turns coming out of Lulu today. Able to finish off that Ganymede, looking pretty good for Jack again.
Yeah, that's that inhale magic is pretty strong. Doing 20% of your max HP to the enemy is very, very good in this situation. But Frank not able to chip through that Lulu. Lulu's one turn out healing the entire inhale magic just on skill 1.
Yep, Jack might be able to take Frank here with all the sustain that he has on the side of his field. There's 2 fire units for Frank, and Molong's going to do fairly well here.
Yeah, Frank had a little bit of trouble there. You know, the Chew last pick into the Hagang and Bird needed to ban the Bird, which meant the speed lead came out.
Expecting to see some massive Lulu damage on top of the defense broken Wunsa.
I think this is the war of attrition that I really, really don't see Frank winning this, to be honest.
Needs to land a defense break once again on top of this Wunsa. Does get that defense break as well. Psycho Crasher's coming out once again on top of this Lulu and Molong. Doesn't land any of the negative effects here, though.
Yeah, there's just not enough. Lulu just keeps topping him off. Molong's going to kill with these defense breaks in the skill 2. Skill 2 here is going to deal quite a bit of damage unless he lands a sleep from the Wunsa.
Does get the 2
Call it a
turn sleep
caster's
on top of
curse.
the Molong. Call it a caster's curse. Does Lulu have anything prepared, though?
There it is. There's the cleanse. The problem is he just doesn't have enough healing on his team to deal with this Lulu.
Yeah, there's that Reckless Assault, and that's exactly how this match is going to go. Does Frank choose to concede, or is he going to be taking his time here, thinking about the next match already?
That Reckless Assault was actually a little bit too reckless. Had the Carnal triple crit there and then maybe a Violent proc, it might have been just enough to kill them all along. I do think that Lulu still wins the 1v1 against the Bison, but maybe not with the Bison and the Chiwu, considering how fast Frank is.
Well, if there was a lesson we learned today, that Lulu will not let its units down here. Lulu with all the sustain in the world, beautiful additional turns, able to keep up that Molong to full once again. Lulu just being an extremely safe pick here.
Yeah, we see it. That first pick Lulu doing a lot of value into something like Frank's draft. Frank really, really, really needed a little bit more aggression. The Ganny was strong. The Ganny was good, but maybe something a little bit more control-wise. You know, Charlotte, we could have seen Savannah, could have seen the aggression from the Savannah, but it's not quite what we were
The
looking
third Psycho Crusher finally coming through, actually getting a slow now on top of the Molong. Lulu dropping the Chiwu, and it's just a lonely Fire Bison.
And I don't think we're going to see it tonight. I do not think we are going to see the craziest comeback in the history of all Summoners War. It's not going to happen. This Cardinal, this Fire Bison is trying his absolute best, but it's just not enough. Lulu is just really strong with that healing.
And there's the Reckless Assault. Jack taking round 3 away from Frank.
Yeah, so we're seeing a little bit more back and forth here. We got the 2-1 going on. A little bit more common to what we usually see. However, the 2 back-to-back. I don't know if any of these players can string together, but they really need to right now, because when this goes down to a game 5, it's going to be really tough.
Let's see if Lulu is going to be that key unit for one of these players here. They're going to take the Lulu away. We'll find out. We've got the pre-bans from last time. Yanhong and Water Ryu now available going into round number 4.
I think the Lulu pre-ban is pretty safe. I also think that banning Molong is pretty good here if he doesn't plan on taking it. Jack relies a lot on that Molong.
Ooh, Gianna and Okeano is going to be the units pre-banned in this round 4.
Oh, interesting. So Frank most likely taking the M Bison first pick. Jack probably going to respond with Molong Lulu or Sierra Lulu.
So quick to hovering over that Fire Bison already. Frank does lock in that Fire Bison. See if that Sierra Lulu comes out, or a combination of Lulus coming out for Jack.
I want to see Molong Lulu more than I want to see Sierra Lulu. I don't think Sierra gives Jack as much value as he puts it. Like, he does get the speed lead out of it, but I guess we'll have to see. We'll give it a chance against the Water Ryu here.
Yeah, there's the Water Ryu and that Chung Pung. I feel like he has to take that CR to at least show that he could possibly contest for the speed, having that speed lead.
He does have the Yanhong, so like Yanhong Molong is still an option, but it's basically the same draft, and he lost this draft very convincingly last time, right? The Woonsa can come out if he bans the Water Ryu for the speed lead difference. Like, it's just a hard matchup either way.
And most definitely, Jack's got to make some sort of change here to not get a repeat of that match from before. And he's changing up a lot of units here. Let's see if he does like that Diana and Juno pick.
Well, I don't think he likes it. He's not looking super happy about it. I really wanted to see him pick a carbine. I really, really wanted to see a carbine come in after the water Ryu is let through, because what happens is if that water Ryu goes for the strip, your carbine one-shots the wind unit first turn.
Frank changed it up a little bit himself with the Ganny and the Savannah as well. See if a fire unit's coming up for Jack, and it is going to be a Verdi heal here.
Yeah, we definitely see the Vert. Vert has to be last picked into something like this. I like that Frank picked more aggressively. I don't like that he doesn't really have the most effective way to deal with this Diana-Juno combination, because we're most likely going to see the Vert ban here. If he's crazy, like super crazy, he bans out the Lulu, but we're most likely seeing Water Ryu banned in this situation. Maybe Carnal.
Water Ryu is going to be banned out here, and that Verti heal is going to be banned out here. Lulu made her way through into round at number 4. Let's see if it's going to work out for Jack here. Does have a speed lead, but an accuracy lead for Frank. Let's get into this round 4 between Jack and Frank.
An accuracy lead is very telling for me that this is extremely high damage Savannah. Oh! Frank is in pain. He missed 2 of the strips he needed here. Could get the strip in, though.
Most definitely need to get that strip on the Diana and the CR, of course. We're going to see some big defense breaks coming out there. Not on top of the CR like you wanted to see, though.
Yeah, not bad, though. Did land it on the Diana. Kind of rotate with skill 2 into skill 3 here, but might end up saving it and giving the Ventilate to a different unit. Chungpong does have the skill 3 still available.
Skill 3 is definitely going to be landing here on Jack's side of the field with the additional turn coming out of this Chungpong as well. Looking to pound away some damage here on top of this Diana as well. Psycho Crusher coming out to take advantage of some of the defense breaks on top of that Diana as well, dealing a good amount of damage.
I think Jack's dead. That slow debuff is so impactful. He's not going to rotate turns fast enough. I think you give this again to your M Bison just so he can skill 2, skill 3 again, right? The Sierra will most likely die to the dots, and you kill the Diana here for free. Or actually, you kill the Lulu here.
Let's see if the Savannah's going to be able to apply enough damage here. Who does he choose to go for? Goes for the CR, does drop the CR, gets the additional turn, anyways, can drop that Diana. Diana is going to be dropping here with the skill 2 coming out of Chungpong.
Takes a lot of safety routes here. Frank does play it very clean, I will admit. He's very, very good at that. And the defense break on Juno means she's going down to Bison.
Exactly. Round 4 going to Frank, guys. We get to see the oh so lovely round 5 out of Frank and Jack.
Yeah, so we see the speed tuning there being super impactful. Having that Savannah move before the Ganny just gave so much extra potential. Obviously, the extra turn there from the Savannah right away, be able to push back is very, very strong. However, being able to strip before your Ganny is pretty big. When you miss 2 strips on your Chungpong, you can still make up the difference.
Well, let's see what this Game 5 is going to look like here. We do love the Game 5. With pre-bans from last time, Gianna Oki, we have the Yanhong and Water Ryu getting pre-banned once again in this Game 5.
I really want to see Jack take a unit away from Frank. I think Jack has the potential to go for it if he takes the Chungpong or the Carnal first and very early, but I really think he's just going to take Lulu again for safety.
Let's see what that pick is going to be from Jack. Does he choose to lock in that Lulu once again? No, he's going to be taking the Carnal away from Frank.
Happy to see something different. I think that that's what Jack needs in this draft. If he wants to beat out Frank, he needs to break up that really strong early cleave composition, right?
Oh, we got a Chungpong, and it's great to see something different. We're going to be seeing a Chungpong, possibly Lulu, coming out of Frank. No, he changes it up, and he goes to the Nokianos instead.
So Jack might take the Lulu here then. He might take Sierra Lulu. Molong Lulu is an option. Molong Sierra is an option.
Yep. Slaps down the Lulu, so we can think about his next pick here.
Yeah, I think Lulu is just too safe not to take into Frank. The problem is Frank is really fast. This whole team moves before the Lulu, even when Jack has a speed lead opportunity.
And Jack is going to be taking a Gianna here. Really takes up a lot of time on these picks.
I think he picked that out of safety. I don't know if he's confident in that pick being strong here because he knows that Frank has a Woundsaw, and Woundsaw's really good. Like Woundsaw Chew opportunity here, last pick damage is really strong.
I'm not sure how many buffs that
really effective.
I'm not sure how many buffs Frank's been actually drafting here, so I'm not sure how impactful this Gianna is going to be.
We haven't seen that Oki yet, I don't think, so we don't actually know if that's unbroken or not.
There's the Verti heal once again coming out for Jack. Another reactive pick.
Right, correct that. When I said on broken, I mean not on will.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I know for sure. I just, for the folks at home, it's always nice. I do like the Vert from Jack. It's very threatening. We haven't seen it gone through in a match, so we don't actually know how good it is yet.
Looks like Rika's going to be coming through, but this double reset still on the side of Frank's field.
I think Frank still has advantage. Oh my goodness, that's a shoo. That is something else. I don't think he needs it though. I really think he can just go in with the Winsaw again. Leona is also very
interesting. Oop, maybe Frank is just flexing at this point. What does he choose to lock in? And it is going to be the shoo for Frank, bringing a little bit of sustain to keep his team alive in case this Lulu is going to out-sustain him.
I think the shoo is off will. Otherwise, he wouldn't pick it. I don't think he's banning the Gianna. I think he's banning the Vert again. Or the Lulu for damage. The thing is, he can strip the Lulu reset and control. So Jack's probably banning the Ganny or the Chungpung, right? Or the Oki for the stuns because 3 fire.
I think he has to ban one of those resets, being the Oki or Ganymede. And it is going to be the Oki this time. And Gianna is getting banned out for Jack.
I see. So he wants to rotate in. I think Jack has a pretty big advantage here. He's got 3 fire units.
I think Jack has a pretty good advantage right now, too. We'll see. It's a game 5, guys. It's a game 5, and they're making it exciting for us. Can Jack take down the Goliath that is Frank, or can Frank take down Jack here, guys? We're about to find out. Leader skills coming out shortly. Speed lead for Frank, HP lead for Jack. Let's go, guys. We got a game 5 here. Make it exciting.
This is kind of giving me flashbacks to that Molong Lulu match where Jack just whittled him down all the way to the end. And I think that's going to be what happens in this match, but hopefully we can see something a little exciting.
Ooh, Chibu not getting a full team strip here. Lulu and Cardinal still have their buffs up.
The damage from that Cardinal. 3k on skill 2 is pretty strong on the first turn. Jack does have immunity on his entire team now.
Yeah, Lulu with the additional turn there, taking down one little dot of immunity there. We see a big skill 2, does stun up the Chiwu, but another skill 2 coming out of Chungpung. Does not get the full team strip. Lulu still has some immunity up.
Yeah, Lulu with the immunity is pretty strong here. I think he's going to want to throw this into the Arnold, but kind of hard. He needs to deal a lot of damage.
There's the immunity up on the side of Frank to stop that skill 3 from coming in, but he does go for a little bit of skill 1 damage on top of the Chiwu.
Does he go for the cleanse on the Vert here just to drop the glancing? I think it's safe and worthwhile.
No, he's got to cleanse himself. He wants to keep up that immunity. It would have been devastating if he had procced out of that, though.
Yeah, wants to protect.
Oh, no revenge out of that Vert heal anyways,
reset.
though.
No revenge, triple glancing on the Rika, no reset. Yeah, this is not looking super good for Frank. Jack is playing it very slow, very methodical with the extra turn from the Ganny. Could give it to the Shushu for more immunity.
Yeah, beautiful glancing on top of that Cardinal as well. Shushu has that skill too.
Skill 2, not quite as useful as that Lulu skill 2 though. Probably wants to go for the skill 3, top off your allies, give them immunity if they're max HP.
Gets the additional turn anyways.
Not too much, just a low, slow war of attrition here. Really wants to push back and control that Lulu. Might get it. Could get a lot of damage value out of this Cardinal though.
Yep, a lot of additional turns coming out of both these players already. Got a skill 1, looking for some attack bar pushback, a little bit of damage on top of that Lulu. You can see Jack's really trying to get rid of this Chiwu first. Seal of Magic's coming out on top of the Lulu, get the reset, drop the sustain, drop the attack bars on the side of Jack.
Yeah, wants to take on the Chiwu. It's the biggest damage potential into the fire units here. Could be on high attack, could be on crit. Just a slow war of attrition here. Bird standing over there looking cute. We see the Guardian Transmog Rika on the field as well. Glancing, not quite enough value though. No glancing debuff this time on the Vertihile. Vertihile will get his rotations, but a defense break on Lulu is pretty big. That could signify enough damage to kill. Needs an extra turn here on the Ganny.
Yep, choosing not to take advantage of that defense break on top of the Lulu, trying to get a glancing effect on top of the Rika, not getting it. Lulu with the skill 1 healing up just a little bit. Vertial pushing up the team, looking for a stun on top of Ganymede, not receiving that stun here.
Interesting. Wants to stun on the Shushu for no cleanse opportunity from the skill 3. Could be enough damage. No violent proc from Chung Pong is not good for Frank. He really needed that pushback there.
Lulu healing itself to full. Finally, Rika's coming in with a big skill 3, getting some stuns out there on 3 units. We get the Chiwu finally dropped. Not looking so good for Frank.
Oh, Frank. Not in the greatest of positions here. Not a strong draft into this triple fire. Jack managed to take it away. Took the Cardinal, one of the best units he had an opportunity to play against.
It is the immunity coming up here, trying to whittle down this Ganymede as much as possible.